course, if you're not in logistics right now, it's a great time to enter the market. But of course, it takes a little bit of grit and a little bit of toughness to succeed in it. What would you tell those who are maybe looking to hop onto the trend?
Well, first of all, we're hiring, so hop onto the trend over here. But you're absolutely right. For us, we focus on three things here. It's about being humble, hungry, and smart. Being humble enough to trust the person to the left or right of you to help out and to learn. Being hungry enough to get up every single day and to grind and to realize this is a hard job and an incredibly rewarding role, but you got to show up every day. And then you got to be smart. You got to be you have to look into resources outside of what you typically would on a day to day. You can't rely on the resources in any role that's placed in front of you. You have to leverage resources like Freightwaves, and the news you guys put out, and being able to be educated enough to have advisory conversations with customers and carriers, as opposed to just being another broker, calling and begging for freight. But it's a grind, it's a hustle, it's a tough role, but it's incredibly rewarding. And for us, like I said before, we're looking for humble, hungry, and smart. And I think if you bring that into any logistics role, as far as brokerage is concerned, you'll succeed.
Not just about building that book of sales. You've also got to build that resource toolbox to make you successful when you have that book of sales.
That's right. And people can see through that authenticity, whether it's there or not. So, Chris, that has to speak volumes when you're having those conversations with your customers.
Yeah.
Real curious.
Yeah, and for us, a lot of it's, sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say a lot of it's, that genuine curiosity, being able to be, genuine enough to pry for, what's going on in your world. It's not enough just to lay it out about, what's our features and benefits. It's about understanding, how those features and benefits impact their world, and having that, we call it that genuine curiosity or childlike curiosity, when you're having conversations with prospects and customers, to understand, at a very basic level, what affects them and what they need to, get to their future state.
That's right. I'm also curious. One of the things that we're always seeing with, just drivers, not just a shortage, but just retention. Chris, this is a red hot market. On all parts, just as Kaylee mentioned, within brokerage and all parts of the supply chain. When you're looking at how you're going about, retention, are you doing a lot of training in-house, or how are you compelling just, to retain some of your employees?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's something that we've worked on for a really long time, and we've been tweaking that onboarding process, ever since I've been here. But I would say, we've made great strides over the last year or so in the program that we've implemented. So we're bringing on, new hires. They're getting a feel for that operation piece early on, so that they're building confidence, so that they can have educated advisory conversations with prospects and customers once they start selling. So for us, it's not just about throwing them to the wolves. Here's a directory. Go start with Z and call every single person in there that manufactures anything and go see what you can find. It's about giving them a foundation, a base of what this industry is all about. What it takes to be successful. And giving them the confidence to pick up the phone and have those conversations, or send those emails, or interact over LinkedIn or social media. But the other piece that's really important is that mentorship and that that constant interaction with new hires and existing employees. Whether you've been here for 7 days or 7 years, we want to continue to educate you about what's going on in the industry, so that you can have advisory conversations with your customer, prospects, carriers, et cetera. But I think the one thing that, we do really well that keeps our retention rate high is that we, continue to build in-house to, everybody, whether it's at a manager level, or whether it's at a day one broker level. We want to continue to upskill and build into individuals, not just on a business level, but on a personal life as well. Because when you succeed inside and outside of work, we at Bridge succeed together.
So Chris, you put out your own specific freight content called What Not to Miss with Chris. And of course, here at FreightWaves, we do a lot of the content creation too. And that space is also kind of hot. There's lots of people putting out podcasts and videos and things on LinkedIn, taking polls and stuff. Talk to me a little bit about how important it is, really quickly, to have collaboration in that space of content creation instead of trying to compete against all of your other people who are also doing that, maybe for views, instead of just talking to them and hearing collaborative from both sides.
Yeah, I think it's really important that, and I don't even look at it as competition. I think that there's so much content and so much information that's out there and there's so many different interpretations of the content that's out there. I mean, just Sonar alone, with all the different indices and data points you can look at, that can be interpreted a number of different ways. So it's great to have, a lot of content out there from different resources in the logistics community. I look at a lot of the content that, different people are sharing from competitors, and I think they're doing a great job as well. I think that the more content we have that's out there, the more information we can share, the more better educated that everybody can be on, what's going on, and make smarter decisions and help, teach and coach, not only just customers, but employees as well. A lot of, the reason as to why we started What Not to Miss with Chris in the first place was to not only educate our customers, but our employees as well, so that they can have those conversations with carriers, prospects, et cetera, and be confident in what they're saying.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today.